So you've decided to commit to no contact because you've maybe finally realised it's the only thing that you can do to get your sanity back and potentially get your ex back. But in the meantime, your brain, your feeling brain will not switch off. It can't stop thinking about your ex from the moment you wake up in the morning to the moment that you go to bed. And even when you're out and about with friends, your brain has a nasty trick of saying, oh, remember this person? Remember how great they were and the times that you had, and they would be having a ball with you if they was here with you right now. Yeah, I've been there, and it used to happen to me all the time. I would go out with my friends, I would be out all day having a great time, and then I'd be on my way home, and then my brain would very painfully remind me that I'm going home to an empty house and an empty bed, and that would overwhelm me. And I'm sure you feel overwhelmed right now and you don't want to get out of bed right now, and you're trying to think, what comes next? I don't know. I have no idea what comes next. And I hear you, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome back to The Love Fix. As always, it's Nick, doing my best to get you through your breakups as easily and as healthily as possible. If you need my help with your heartbreak, with your personal breakup situation, you can email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com, and I can book in a one-to-one coaching session with you where I will provide a safe space for you to get it all off your chest. We can discuss it. I will listen. I will give you a roadmap to getting through this nasty time in your life. If that is not enough for you, you can come and join the Facebook group. Go to Facebook and type in The Love Fix Breakup Recovery. Answer the membership questions and join. And I look forward to seeing you there. And at the very least, you can see what I look like. So it's worth it just for that. Okay, let's get straight into it. It's important to understand why we constantly think about someone that we were so attached to. And it's also important to understand and know that it's okay. You're normal. There's nothing wrong with thinking about someone that you cared for, that you spent a significant amount of time with, that you spent your weekends with. You did a lot of first time things with them. Like maybe you went to climb a mountain for the first time with them. Maybe you lost your virginity to the first time with them. Maybe you met their family. Maybe you just, you took a trip or whatever it might be. And you're sitting there thinking right now, how do I forget my ex? How do I get them out of my brain? My friends, you cannot. And I do not encourage you to do so, because that's not the way to do it. The way to do it is to cherish the good times that you had with that person and be thankful for the memories that you shared and the experiences. And then to take stock of the bad times and what maybe caused the breakup. And their red flags. Were you really compatible? And it's not a case of getting angry about that. It's a case of learning about that and taking it on board. So you have two choices when it comes to a breakup when you're in no contact and you can't stop thinking about them. You can choose to be a student and become wise, or you can choose to be a victim and stay exactly where you are, become bitter and angry, and blame everyone out there apart from yourself. And I'm not saying that you are the blame for the breakup, but typically speaking, we all have a part to play. We all contributed our 50%. And maybe you didn't. Maybe you're the perfect partner, and maybe they cheated. Maybe they monkey branched. Maybe they rebounded. And now you're sitting here with the pain, thinking to yourself, why me? Why did they do this? How could they? And it's important to understand that just like you, they are trying to secure their emotional survival. The reason you hurt so much is because your emotional survival has been threatened. And that is linked to our identity. Our safety, our survival is linked to this. And when we lose attachment, we feel threatened, we feel alone. And it goes back to ancient cave man, woman, people days, where there was safety in numbers and we depended on those attachments to stay alive. Otherwise, we would die. Your ex is no different. Even them leaving you will cause them pain, because that has now threatened their emotional survival. And typically that's why people cheat or rebound or monkey branch, because they've got to a point where they feel staying with you threatens their emotional survival, but they definitely know leaving you threatens their emotional survival. So they find some low-hanging fruit that they can attach to secure, at least in the short to medium term, their emotional survival. And that doesn't do you any favors, because you're sitting there thinking, well, you moved on quick. But that's the thing, they didn't really. They haven't moved on, they're just securing their emotional survival. And when it comes to securing our emotional survival, we will do almost anything to make sure that we're okay in this context. Your ex is no different. This is what they're doing. So, getting back to you constantly thinking about them. Yeah, I've been there, my friends. It took me a long time to process the breakup. And the more I resisted it, the more I tried to get my ex out of my head, the more she would appear. So I spent a little bit of time each day intently thinking about the relationship I had with her, about her daughter, about the good things and about the bad things. And I wrote it down, or I spoke into my voice app and recorded a journal. I allowed myself that time. And once that time was done, I promised myself I would get up and either do something fun or I would do something productive. And guys, this took me 18 months of doing the same process almost every day, of going to the gym, having a cold shower, meditating, journaling, working on something, finding new purpose, building this channel, building my Facebook group, building the coaching business that I'm building out of it. I tried to funnel that energy into there. But the important thing was, I didn't force my ex out of my head, and you can't do that either. Your ex, just like mine, is a part of you. My ex is a part of me. She's part of my story. She's part of my being. She makes up part of my personality now. Just like everyone you've ever met makes up a part of you, contributes to your being, your personality. And now they've been taken away, and your limbic lizard brain, that primordial part of your brain, that feeding brain that has kept human beings safe for hundreds of thousands of years, still thinks the relationship is real. It's reaching out for it and it's not there. And that's why you're always thinking about them, and it's okay. You're not abnormal here. You're not weird. You're doing the most natural human thing possible. You're seeking connection, and your brain wants to go back to where it felt safe. And that is always okay, because that is normal. So, my friends, I'm going to encourage you not to try to avoid the pain, not to try to forget your ex. I'm going to encourage you to lean into the pain, to remember your ex, remember the good, remember the bad, write it down, and process. You have to process these feelings. You have to feed it to heal it. Because if you're running away, that can form addictions like drinking too much, like rebounding, serial dater, serial monogamist, taking drugs, getting addicted to food, because addiction is the avoidance of pain. Now, are there some better addictions? Yeah, you can go and get addicted to the gym. That would certainly have a better outcome. But that can also become too much. So lean into the pain. And to use a gym analogy, when you're on the treadmill or you're lifting some weights and your body is screaming, your heart is pumping battery acid around your body and it's screaming for you to stop. And you tell yourself 1 more rep or 50 more meters on the treadmill. You're leaning into the pain because you know that extra rep or that extra 50 meters will make you better. And it's the same with processing a breakup, is lean into the pain. And if you're constantly thinking about them, okay, that's fine. And I'm actually happy for you because your brain is processing the pain. It's trying to rewire itself. We are literally hardwired to seek out these kinds of attachment. That's why we are attached to our families. That's why we are attached to our friends. And it's especially why we are attached to our romantic partners. Because above anybody else, that's the one person that will hug you, that will kiss you, that will support you, that will be your best cheerleader, your chief support. And it's been taken away without your permission, without consulting you. And that sucks. And this is how I try to help my clients on the one-to-one coaching sessions, is not to run away from the pain. It's to listen, understand, identify the pain, sympathize, empathize, validate, and then find some clarity. And then we try to find a way out, a roadmap. And that roadmap might be 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. It might take some time. But I promise you, each step that you're taking, it might be a mini step. It's one step closer. And 100 mini steps will make a huge, big step. And then one day you wake up and realize that you didn't think about them so much. And then you start picturing yourself happy, maybe being single. You're building a better life for yourself, and that will start attracting new people, and you'll start attaching to someone new. And I get it, guys, it's hard. It's hard. Especially when you had that connection, it's hard to attach to someone new because you don't want to get hurt again. But it can be worth the risk, especially if you do the work on yourself. And that's all I've got for today. I hope this has been helpful. And I hope that you're feeling okay. And I hope that you know that thinking about your ex is always okay. And you're going to be thinking about them for quite some time. But that's just your base biological need for attachment telling you that something's not right at the moment. And it wants you to reach out to your ex. But I'm going to ask you to reach out to yourself, to connect back with you. Because you are enough and you will be okay. I promise you. I promise you that. I've coached well over 300 of you one-to-one now, and everybody's doing fine. So sit with the pain for a little bit, but don't sit there for too long. You're going to be okay. You're doing just fine. And I'm here if you need me. As always, I'll see you on the other side.